All right, guys, so today we're gonna do an entire refresh of fueling, and what we have is basically 40% more flow injectors. The Dorch Stage 3. Currently, I'm on a TU pump. You know, I've enjoyed Stage 2 Plus for quite some time. It's been super reliable, but you know, I think it's time to take it to the next step. Here is the entire kit that comes with it. This is the injector tool that I'm going to use in order to take off these fuel injectors. And even though I don't have any issues, I'm also gonna go ahead and do the valve cover gasket just because we're gonna be already there. Everything's gonna be removed and it's just literally a couple steps away from replacing this as well too. I'm probably gonna go ahead and start by just slowly taking off the valve cover. In the process, I'm gonna be taking off obviously the injectors and the fuel pump. Then I'm gonna get the valve cover ready for installation and the gasket ready for installation. And I'm gonna do the valve cover first and then slowly insert the new injectors and then add on the Dorch Stage 3 with the supplied fuel lines as well too. All right, guys, so this is my engine bay. As you guys can see, I have two lights just to help me with kind of making sure there's no dirt going in. To show you a tool that would really help you guys in removing the valve cover. So just let me quickly get that package from the front door. The tool was this this wrench right here. It was used at the back of the valve cover. So, you know, you won't have to pry or pick at anything, and it just makes life much easier having the right tools. Just make sure you guys have Torx sets and the sockets you need. I'll definitely be going through what parts are needed. All right, another thing, I have a BMS air intake. I'm just gonna take this part off first. You could just wiggle Alright, so the route that we're gonna take is go for that one bolt down there. Right there. This one. So that's just this pipe, the other side of it. I guess the rotation's weird. Yours could probably be somewhere here, but mine's on there. So I got this concoction going. Alright, so after pulling and yanking hard, I was able to take off the mid section of the air intake. All right, so what I ended up doing was taking all of this off. You just push this in, pull it up, do the same on that side, then you take off the two O2 sensors and then the fuel pump sensor. Now I'm probably gonna take this, I believe it's called like a cowl. So I'm gonna take off, or sorry, the heat shield and whatever you wanna call it. And then follow this wire so I could kind of free it and then slowly flop it over on the other side. For the front here, there's just these two connectors. You have to actually lift this up from the pry tool, so it's kind of like hook it in like this and then pry it upwards. Same with that side, and then this should loosen up a little bit. We still have to go around and get some more connectors loose, but it's like this. I might have to take some lines off to make it easier access for me, but yeah. All right, so I went ahead and disconnected everything here, but there is one looks like an E12 maybe, but that's connected to this wiring harness, and it's like the missing piece to take away this heat shield. These I just gotta take out. You gotta yank them out. I already pulled the tips over here, so you just make sure that you pull those out. Everything else seems to be disconnected, and then I think the only thing left is in the back, over here where this wire leads to, is way back there with that special wrench. I should be able to take it out, and then I believe everything should be good to go. Let me just see how much. See, like this already has so much play, and then I think with this last wire removed, I'll be able to just move that whole thing to the right, and then start working on taking out the coil packs and so on. But now I'm gonna probably check back after taking out that one wire that's right there. All right, guys, so the only thing left now is this. I think it's an E10 that connects to this harness, and then back there, following this line, I have to pull out those connections, and it should be good. All right, this isn't too bad. I thought it was gonna be much worse, but looks like it's just that connector over there. So on the other side, I should be able to pick it out and just pry it off. And then we should be good to go to the back. All right, so this was actually for the intercooler, heat exchanger pump, because we had, I think, 2 water pumps. So I actually damaged this just a little bit, but not in terms of the connection, just that connector. I might just electrical tape that back. All of this now just go like this. Then once we figure out that back, you can see we're pretty clear here. Get this out of the way. Seems to be connected there. Just take that off. That was just one of these clips you just pry off. There, we're getting more and more free. All right, so what I decided was probably to go to a local hardware store and try to get the wiper removal tool. Sorry. Just so I can take those wiper blades off. I already put some tape to kind of get where they originally were, but yeah, once I take those off, then I can take the plastic cowl and then also that metal brace, and then just placing and removing the valve cover will be so much easier, and I might be able to get better, like a better view of the rear of the valve cover. All right, so what I ended up doing is just having target fixation and just literally prying as much as I can. And eventually I ended up taking off the wipers. So I guess you can use a tool, or you can just keep brute force to get it until it happens. But now my goal is to remove this metal kind of brace and the plastic underneath it right after, and that should give me a substantial amount of space, as you can see, to work back there comfortably. So these are 2 E14s on both ends, and over there they look like 4 16mm normal heads. All right, so I just took off all the coil packs. Like I think it was an E10, so just E10 6 times. Take those out. Make sure you guys cover around the fuel rail. Just make sure that nothing leaks. It's been depressurized though. It's been, I think, like a day and a half now. So I'm just gonna keep aluminum foil just to seal up some ports. For now, we're just gonna focus on taking these off. That's a 17mm crowfoot, sorry, or a line wrench. Just make sure when you guys are doing this, try to keep this as 90 degrees as possible, just because torque figures change when you have it on an angle. So if it's like this, it's gonna be a different torque angle. But if you do it 90 degrees, so like an L shape like this retains the torque values. So I've loosened all the 17 mils. It's leaking a little bit from the high pressure fuel pump, but that's expected. It's been a day still, but that's fine. Like, we're not too stressed about that leak. And I'm gonna bring my door stage 3 pump, not to install it right now, but just to kind of map out how I'm gonna do the wiring, just so I familiarize with it. Because I have 2 lines, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the one going from here to then there. But just want to confirm those. This is probably one of the lines, like the main line. All right, so I have the lines for my door stage 3. I just went ahead and yanked out that entire fuel line back there, which is this one. So I just took that off after doing the E6, unplugged it from the MHD kit that I had. And then what I had to do was take off the fitting that MHD supplies and switch it out with the one that came from Dorch Engineering. I needed to probably take this off too, so that I could put this side on over here. So you just gotta, it's like a quick connect, take that off, and then you could slide this one in. All right, so what you wanna do, my bad, there was a light in my mouth. Anyways, yeah, so what you wanna do is there's ridges, you wanna connect these ridges onto this part, hold that in place while you snap in the quick connect side. So basically it's just gonna be a snug fit, and then you tighten it down with this right here. So just make sure you hold this in place. I gotta fix this end because I did not do that on this end. But yeah, there's a ridge inside these quick, like this side, there's a ridge here that this is gonna hug and then clamp onto. All right, so now we have it connected pretty well. This is the retaining clip that they gave that goes over there, which is in place of this right here. All right, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just, I took off the retaining clip right here. I'm just gonna yank this off. I'm gonna basically just plug it in with this one momentarily from the Dorch Stage 3. And that way I just have a kind of like a sealed port rather than just an open fuel port. All right, so we got it on there. Just doing it finger tight. Should be good. Yeah, all right, so now we got this end. And I think I'm gonna just keep this like this. So we're done for the fuel lines for the most part. This video is gonna be basically, I'm doing the valve cover, but along the way I'm doing some of the fuel pump, just because, you know, there's just so much overlap amongst the injectors, fuel pump and whatnot. But now, after setting these lines, we're good to go, at least for the lines. Now what we wanna do is go back over there, take off the fuel rail, and then remove the injectors. All right guys, we just came back to my living room real quick, just look at this tool. We're gonna be using this now, and just make sure you guys have this and these two pulled out from your tool set. This is important, so just make sure you don't lose this. This is for when you're installing them. We won't be pulling 4 at a time. If you guys are B58 people, then for sure that 4th one would just do it real quick, but we're gonna be using 3 at a time. So just make sure you guys have all of these parts of your kit with you. And now we're gonna go back to my engine bay and slowly set this up. As well, have this ready on standby. We're gonna do this right after the injectors, and I brought a few Ziploc bags just to put the injector hardware. So like I think it was a 6mm and the 8mm E-Torx, or E6, E8. Those were the two for the fuel rail. All right, so we've also entered the time where cleanliness is going to be super important. It's like really important. So just make sure that you guys are using gloves and trying not to contaminate anything. All right, so I have everything. You can just take it off. Take off all the E8 and E6s. So I have everything unbolted now. I'm just gonna collect all of these, make sure I don't lose these. And yeah, I'll start again. Like I'll start the video again when I pull all those out and collect them in my Ziploc. All right, so I've collected all of them. Now, I'm pretty sure I could just pull it out. Yeah, that wasn't that bad at all. All right, so now our next step is to get our specialty tool in place. I'll show you how I did this. It's not just throwing it on. you have to remove these little plastic inserts. Make sure you do not lose them. And so you put it on, and then you twist it in place, and then it kind of just locks. So all of these are basically locked. All right, so now I've placed the tool. So you take out that screw in the guide, you put the guide underneath and throw the screw in. That screw bolts into the actual place where the fuel rail sits. So you can do one on that side, one on that side, just so we have a good platform to work on. All right, so you just want to hand thread the first little bit of it, just so that it catches on the thread. And then see over there, we need to catch that thread. And then basically as you're twisting it, it will basically pull the injectors out for you. All right, so what you do, this one is not working. I'm gonna redo it so that's the perfect one to show on, but basically this goes on and it's supposed to thread on, but it doesn't seem to work. So I might have to just switch out this cap and redo the process, but these two have come out. As you can see, that fuel injector is out. Basically, I just gotta do this. I'm using a channel lock. I think it's a 24 millimeter wrench that you could use on this nut, or screw, but I don't have that, so. All right, so the best way to go about it is first thread this nut in all the way. So to reverse thread, you put it down as far as you can, and then what you're gonna do is align this top piece with this piece right here, and this is supposed to thread in clockwise, and it sits flush. And when this sits flush with this, that's when you can get your channel lock or whatever it is that you're using and pull it out. So I'm just going back and quickly taking out the first one that I had missed for some weird reason. So just to show you, I'm tightening it and it's pulling out. And now it's completely out. You loosen this up. Loosen this up. Okay, I might. Just making sure it's not gonna come out. Yeah, see, came straight out. Let it leak out there. Same setup here. Let's try to thread everything in. That one looks a little, no, that one's good. All right, so all of these three are good. Now, one of them just snapped, so that's gonna be a pain in the ass to figure out what to do. All right, well, we'll get back to this. All right, so update. It just looks like nothing really broken. It's just the tip. All right, so the way that I went about fixing that up injector. Let me, where did I put it? Down. I don't know where to put it. Oh, this is right here. All right, so this snipped off. I basically drilled a little hole over here just so like 4 or 5 threads would catch. Doesn't matter what like thread maker you use, but just make sure that it's like the diameter's smaller than this big outer circle. Other than that, yeah, you just put the screw in there. You make sure this cap is in between the screw and the actual injector. It might be a bit loose, but that's okay. You clamp back this this injector tool. Where'd it go? Okay, I'm just scattered right now, bro. Hold up. Oh, okay, this is it. Okay, so it can still fit right there. All right. As for the next step, what we're gonna try to do here is I'm gonna go for a 0.5 camera. We're gonna try to take off this these two caps right here. We can keep the connectors on for the most part, and you know, just take it off. It'll be hooked onto the harness, so just keep that in mind. And I'll probably just keep it connected. I like disconnecting it is just so annoying. All right, now we're gonna want to go ahead and try and use this tool to open it up. I'm gonna need both my hands just because the place is too tight, but this is about how I'm gonna go. This is how I'm gonna go about it. All right, so this one is hooked on. All right, here I got both of them out. I'm gonna shove that shop rag or these rags on top and in the ports. So the next step was to take out the high pressure fuel pump. You have to back them out at the same time. You could just do like half a turn and half a turn. I'm just gonna do both at the same time. And it's just two T30s holding it down.